So I've done a lot of work to all these windows, but I will say this. We're not done. A couple small things. To do. Yeah. Nice. All right. So I've painted, I'm sorry, I've cleaned every pane, caulked every pane. Gone through a lot. I pre-primed or pre-painted everywhere that needed it. This is just first coat, but because I did a pre-paint on everything that needed it, you can almost get away with not having to coat it again. But we'll see what they want. I'm sure the pre-paint will do the job. If you pre-paint any of the bad stuff, or pre-prime and then pre-paint, like stuff like this, it's got a knot. We're just going to go over it. We're going to go light, super light. So we're going to put it on, and wipe it off. Now that will be dry by the time I get to it, and it will essentially be 2 coats. But you don't want to go heavy. Nice and dry there. We're right in the sun, which is usually frowned upon. Best to paint where the sun isn't, and then as the sun goes around the house during the day, you usually would go to where the sun isn't. So I probably should just hang this up, let this cure, because I don't have any flow to keep it wet, and it's just going to start to booger up on me. I'm just going for it, guys. Just gotta be quick. Quick to cover. Nice straight. brush strokes. Feather them out and move on. That should be the worst of it because that's the only part in the sun. So we'll just keep on pushing here. Right. All right. Come on. Give me a nice straight. There we go. I should have done this first. That's all right. It's all right. See, I've already done the sill twice, so. Hey, baby. Everything behind me is caught up. Get these older windows taken care of. Okay. You guys know what it is. Start from the middle, work your way out. I've already done, Tink's already done the top. We got a couple of areas though. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, these are different. This is a different sash than the front. So the front has squared stiles and rails, but these are ovulated. So they are different, which means they were built different times, which means one of them is a replacement, and most likely one of them is an original. I'm gonna bet anything. I'm gonna bet this ovulated one is the original. because we have rolled jams as well. So this right here, I'm just spot painting the head. A couple areas that I know will be kind of a pain in the butt. That needs it. Okay, pretty sure everything's kosher from here. Spot there. The top of this is pretty dark. We'll lighten that up a little bit. Nice. Okay, check the gap. Gap looks good. See, the trick with this spot painting is to be very light, because we're not trying to get a formal hide right now. I'm just trying to knock down some of the dark spots. And the quicker this coat dries, the faster, well, the better. And yeah, I don't want this coat to be wet while I put my first coat on. It's just a spot paint because there was a bunch of tape here before holding plastic over the window, and it left a couple of marks. So it's like a pre-paint, call it a spot paint, just painting the bad spots. Boom. So now I'm going to focus solely on formality, and I'm going to finish this bottom sash. However, looks like that's already been painted. I must have painted that before I left. Yeah, the other day I must have started. Oh, maybe she did. That's right. Because Bella can't reach that high. Oh, don't even worry about it. You should have seen all mine. A lot of those were actually my caulking from where in the corner. It's hard to get it while it's wet to pull it out nice and square. You can do it. I just didn't start using my rag until I got to these nicer windows. So I was using my finger here, and a lot of those picking at was just my caulking. Now, Tinkerbell does a very good job. She is my best painter. Because of all the gaps and the cracks in these, and the corners where the boards all meet, I like my corners to be the wettest part. So, because I know the paint is gonna soak down into those seams and there'll be an air gap. So I always put extra paint there and I'll pull to the middle from that point. So, for instance, like that didn't get painted, but look, see now when I'm showing you guys, I'm gonna ruin this. I'm just gonna destroy everything. So, hold on, let me slow down for a second. Oh, shoot. Always happens when you gotta show it. Not particularly show off, just trying to show very specific detailed stuff. So I'm gonna take that paint, grab it, put it right in that corner, dry off that brush on that side, and just pull up. And the brush does the work. Yeah, you were a little light on your coats, but first coat on these are hard. It's better to do a light first coat. Because if it gets too gaudy and goopy and boogery, it makes the paint job look like junk. So, it was fairly assessed and executed, I would say. Fairly assessed and executed. I'm just going to pull that extra, bring it somewhere I haven't painted yet. And that's why you keep a drop cloth, because accidents do happen. And it's better to just have a safety net when they go wrong. All right. So there's just a few corners that weren't hit. And I'm a freak of, I just really want my corners to be the wettest part. It sets a good line and it finishes a good line. So the first thing I go to when I'm assessing someone or assessing the paint job ahead of me, I look at the corners. That tells me a lot about the structural integrity, the paint, how the paint's going to react, what the existing paint is going to do, how hard it's going to be to prep. Those corners tell a lot. When you've got bone dry corners, normally it's going to be a hard prep job. And it's okay if your cut line goes a little out, that's fine. Just make it formal and try to make them all the same. So naturally, each one of these has the same angle, same brush. Your brush is going to naturally pull about 1/8 of an inch bead line into the window pane. That's fine. That's actually normal. That's what we want, because it's solidifying the gap between the wood and the paint and in the glass, and it's sealing that off. All this is really a liquid gasket. This is liquid sealant, right? So it's good to treat it as such, like flashing on a roof. When you do flashing, same thing. Just treat it like that, and you'll use it to its maximum capability. Remember, it's just liquid plastic. That's what paint is, liquid plastic. Well, at least nowadays paint. It used to be oil that would harden. But that stuff is really caustic, hard to breathe in. Paint nowadays is so low VOC, there's barely any VOCs at all. There's paint nowadays that you could paint while the tenants are in the home at an old folks home. So like that, and they grade the VOC. They know how to test for it. So they know what these paints are putting out. And there's actually nursing home approved VOC and daycare center approved low VOC paint. And typically, over the years, all of the good brands are trying to bring their products down to lower VOCs as well. I mean, at the end of the day, just think it'd be less products in the paint, right? So it's going to save the company money, but they can't lose quality, so they're figuring out how to make all these hybrids, these hybrid liquids that aren't oil, you know, but still act like oil. And that's what you call a hybrid. It's still a water-based paint, but it acts and it feels and looks like oil, but it doesn't smell like it. It's got lower VOC. I don't know what VOC stands for. That acronym was taught to me once or twice when I was younger, but I don't know the actual meaning. Can someone look up what VOC stands for? In the paint world. So it's basically, VOC is the fumes that the paint gives off that you'd have to breathe in. And they have a timer for how long it takes for them to evaporate off of your product while it hardens. So every paint has a different length of time where it's safe to not, where it's not safe to be in the room without a mask. And then they have a time when the VOC will be shed off and evaporated away, and it's safe to come in. Usually it's about 72 hours. The pros really, the manufacturers really want that paint to be able to have time to set up good and harden. Enamelize in a way, I should say. Enamel. So you see I keep dipping into these corners, putting a fresh brush of paint into those corners. That got a little out of hand there. But always remember, messing up while you paint is normal for everyone, even the best. What separates us is if we're going to fix it, if we're going to wipe it up, or if we're going to leave it. Some people just choose to leave it. And then their paint job looks like crap in my eyes. But some people don't mind, it's fun. But I just can't do it. As a company, we got to be as clean as possible. Wow. Look how beautiful that is. I really love how paint can really just make something so pretty. It really. It's kind of like makeup with women. Shoot. Hey, they wouldn't put it on if it didn't change something. I'm not being insensitive, I'm just saying. I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate the beauty that paint can make. I'm gonna this side off. That side's already done. I'm gonna come up in there. We're gonna force a little dab will do you into that corner. And slide it down. Now we're gonna fill body.
Hi, Travis.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, I'm happy. I'm really happy to get this paint going for you guys.
All right.
Yeah, it's coming good too.
Oh, good.
Fast. Looking nice.
It is looking good.
I've been spot painting. I don't think I'll need to do a second coat.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Just try to save you guys some cash.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Kept ahead of it, you know. So now, the next time I touch anything is final, really. I mean, unless you guys really want me to do that.
No, I think it looks fantastic.
Thanks. I was
Absolutely.
hoping I could save some time.
Yeah,
It does take a little more time, but probably more than half
yeah.
reducted.
It looks good.
Thank you. I saw a curling sort, and this guy literally planted it right between these other two stones, and it landed perfect bullseye.
I know, right? It's
I'm gonna
incredible.
share. Oh my God, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing what they can do.
I watched a documentary about those specific rocks and where they're actually cut out of. I think it's
Scotland, there's a tiny
Thank
little
you.
island,
Tiny
yeah.
little island. It's the only island that can be used.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Have you
right?
seen that?
Yeah, my son actually just sent it today.
Oh my God, I watched
So-
that a few winters ago. I loved it. I actually watched it twice.
Yeah, no, it's amazing what they do, right?
Oh man.
So I'm gonna go walk through,
Alrighty.
and we went down to Connecticut for his sister's
Yeah.
75th birthday yesterday, and so
That's
we're
a
both
heck of a
kind
drive.
That's a long drive in the day.
Getting some rest in, trying to, right?
Yeah, just the
I'll
whole
keep it
road
quiet
trip
for
thing
you.
in one day. Used to be a lot easier, I'll tell you.
Is this tripod too much for you? Some people get shocked by it.
Pardon?
Is this tripod too much?
No.
It just helps get a better view.
No, that's fine.
God bless.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good one.
Yes. Wow, that paint is literally, oh my God, the paint is just beautiful. Seriously. Oh. Now. Oh, come on. Really? Don't like it. It's just clogged a little. Come on. Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah. You. Cool. Now that was just a little gap in there. I didn't want to leave. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nice. Yep. All right. So, usually you need some sort of liquid that helps this stay wet. It's called flow. But because I prep so well and the dust is all gone, everything is filled. It's not picking up all that, dry, dusty. I've wiped everything down twice with a wet rag. So, huge amount of prep has gone in, and it's paying off in spades right now, guys. All these panes were loose. They were like coming apart because the glazing is all popping off on the other side. So when I did it, I caught down deep in, and now it's basically gluing those panes together again. And yeah, it's just, everything is really, really coming out wonderful. Yeah, I wanna stay fly till I die. Come on now. Mm. Yeah. Well, Tinkerbell had to call. She's got to go on a trip to go meet up with some families. Ah, come on. Stop it. Come on. Ah. Ah, come on. All right, I'm gonna take a lunch break. Whew. Oh, hold up. I still gotta paint the outside. I got 10 minutes, I can do it. All right, here we go. We've already done the bottom. Okay. Well, we're getting it done. Remember, guys, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. So, show you a little trick. When I go to lunch, or if I take a break or whatever, right? I like to just put a little water on it. I'll usually just dip it in a wet bucket, but I don't have a wet bucket going right now. It's just it's interior home and all that stuff. So try not to make a mess. So I'll be back. I'm gonna take a quick lunch. Put my paint away for a second. And yeah, take a quick lunch. Head on back and we'll continue painting. So one second. This way, I'll show you everything we've done. It's really been a lot. So I painted this door today and all that trim. I painted this whole window, or was it the book? I don't know. You can look back on my other live. All the window panes, inner jams, and outer trim. And I gave this a lower, just over the heater. It needs a little love, so I've been dabbing at that as I go. As you can see, it likes to flash. So, but it actually is, it's taking heed to my paint. So just keep coating it until it doesn't flash through anymore. Now, I've just painted this whole window, all the exterior trim. So we'll be moving on to these. I've already painted the sash in this door, the lights. I've already done all these. But it was weekend, so I didn't want to take these off, so I didn't paint all the exterior. So I'll be painting that when I get back. I'll start with this, the window, the window panes, inner jams, outer. Then we'll get the trim in the door, and then we'll go over, get that. Then we have this trim, that door, over to that trim, and a little bit of this trim here. And then once we're done with the trim, we'll be cutting in the body. And once we cut in the body, we can roll the body out. And then we're done with these two rooms. But I can say I have done a great transformation. I mean, that was just full of dust, all these lights. There's a lot of dusting and cleaning out every single window pane. And I've sanded every wall, every piece of trim, I even sanded the ceiling, sanded the ceiling with my HVAC. So we've got all the boogers away. We've literally brought this back down to factory finish, and now I can actually put the paint to it. So I appreciate it. Everything's coming great. I'll be back in about a half an hour. Just gonna take a quick lunch. Please don't go anywhere. Well, just give me a half an hour and we'll hang out again, okay? Hit that like and subscribe. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, guys. I really, really, really appreciate subscribers. I love that you watch, but it's also even cooler if you subscribe. I don't know how my eyelash always gets on the paint. It's the weirdest thing. And hey, check this out. Just like for real though. Give this a look. Give this a look. Because when we go to cut in this body, there used to be cracks, gaps and cracks. But look, I caulked everything and then painted into it. So now I have a nice wet, lubricated spot. I can just run my brush perfectly down without any gaps or cracks. But never be too whatever to make sure you don't have any drips. You know, it's always good to just come back and give it a check, because if you let it cure, you're gonna have to cut it off and then paint over it again. That's just gonna be a mess. See, I have a couple of drips here because I painted this super fast. I painted this in 15 minutes. I mean, that's crazy. And you come over here, there ain't gonna be a drip because I slowly waited for the paint to settle. I slowly let it do its thing. Okay. Checkity check to check it out. This just doesn't have enough. That's the only problem with this. Just needs a little more. Wow. And I will say the reflection of the panes give it kind of a dirty look for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the two windows, the storm window and this pane. I don't know. The reflection is kind of different. But, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. If there's any drips later, I'll handle them accordingly. I don't see any drips coming in here. Okay. I do like going back over and checking for drips. Okay, we got... I actually won't use this specific brush when I get back, unless I clean it, which I probably should. You always want to keep your brushes clean, especially when you're using a gloss, you know, high gloss trim paint. It's got a lot of lacquer in it. The more air that gets to it, it just boogers and chunks up. But anyway, sorry to let you guys down. I gotta go take a break. I'll come back. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in about half an hour, okay? Remember, love yourself, love God, love your family, love your discipline, work hard, and be a good person. Those are kind of the backbone moral fiber that I've sort of thought of for my life. Love yourself, love God, love your family, love your discipline, which is your job, your purpose in life. Work hard at it and be a good person, right? Hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in about a half an hour.